Hello and welcome to the Top Sports Centrum in Rotterdam. It's the European Championships. It's Germany against Great Britain with a place in the final on the line. Daniel Routledge and Sarah Hope bringing you the action. Sarah, this promises to be a cracking semi-final between two of the great teams in wheelchair basketball.
Oh yeah, an absolutely massive game for GB today. Looking to get into that final tomorrow.
Well, these two teams have, of course, already met once in this tournament just a couple of days ago. Germany taking the victory on that one. Does that give them the psychological edge coming into this game, do you feel?
Quite possibly, yes. GB have had a tumultuous past playing against Germany, but did manage to secure a win last summer at the World Championships, so hoping to do that again today.
Well, let's take a look at how these teams got here. A pool of 6 with the top 4 making it through to the semi-finals. The Netherlands going through undefeated, very impressive over the course of their 5 games. Germany in second and Great Britain in third. But a word for Spain, what a tremendous achievement it was for them making it through to the semi-finals.
Oh yeah, I mean you can just see the reaction on their faces after that last game. They're just so pleased to qualify for Tokyo.
Well, both of these teams trying to get through to the final. The other semi-final between the Netherlands and Spain takes place at 4 o'clock local time. That's 3 p.m. In the UK. And the two teams going through their warm-ups ahead of this game. Let's take a look at the results of how they got there. And a great start for GB with thumping victories over France and Spain.
Yeah, just 2 really good games to warm up into the tournament with, just making sure that all the bolts have been tightened and everyone's playing to their best.
And both these teams beaten by Netherlands in reasonably close games that you would expect the Netherlands to be waiting in the final for whichever of these two teams can get through.
Yeah, but like you said, the scores are so close. They've got to know that both teams are gunning for them, and they've really got to be on top form to maintain their winning streak.
And Germany, as you see, with that victory over Great Britain, 61 points to 48. A crucial spell either side of half-time, really the difference in that game as the two teams about to be introduced to the fans here in the Top Sports Centrum. And we are on day 6 of this tournament, the penultimate day in the semi-final between Germany and Great Britain. And if we look back at that game that these two teams played the other day, just thought that Great Britain just let it get away from them the last couple of minutes of that first half, and then the first couple of minutes of the second half, Germany going on, it was something like a 17-4 run, really took control, and once they got the lead, they didn't look like they were going to give it up at any point.
No, you're right there. I mean, when GB played against the Dutch beforehand, they had 3 solid quarters, and unfortunately with the Germany game, it just looked like they took their foot off the pedal a little bit too early there and let Germany get ahead.
And it was interesting, particularly in the first 15, 18 minutes of the game. I thought GB's press caused the Germans all sorts of problems. There was a lot of trying the long pass down court, Great Britain coming up with a lot of steals. I would assume they'd be looking to put the pressure on the Germans to try and prevent them getting the ball over the halfway line once again.
Yeah, that's what made the game so successful at the World Championships last summer, was definitely the 5-man full court press. So I imagine the coaches will be looking to do the same again today.
But they did show, once they did get into the half court, the Germans, they're a very strong outfit, got some good scorers out there, and that'll be probably where the game is won and lost. Can Germany get the ball into the half court, in which case they feel pretty good about themselves, or can GB force those turnovers as they did for much of the first half in that first meeting?
Yeah, definitely. I think the key here is just going to be keeping their big players as far away from the basket as possible.
Well, the two teams have been introduced to the fans here in Rotterdam, and we're now going to have the national anthems of the two sides. And now for the national anthem of Germany. Well, it was interesting at the end of the British national anthem how pumped up Robin Love looked. Of course, she had a great game against the Germans with 16 points off the bench, but certainly looked fired up there.
Oh, every time. You can always trust Robin to be patriotic at the end of the anthem.
Here is the lineup for the German side, and obviously Miller and Lang, 22 points each in that previous meeting. Two people that GB are going to have to try and keep quiet.
Definitely. I mean, Marika Miller's always been a threat for the German team, but yeah, I've been impressed with how Lang has been playing recently, so definitely one to keep an eye on as well.
Laura First as well, in that spell around half-time, had a couple of key baskets. They got some good points out of the low-point player there. She had 10 important points. Wasn't the highest scorer, but came up big when her team needed to pull out to that lead. As I say, got out to about 16 points just after half-time in the decisive run. And here's a look at the Great Britain team. We mentioned that Robin Love leading scorer against Germany. Amy Conroy, of course, had 2 MVP displays in the first couple of games. They're going to need their big players to step up.
Yeah, definitely. We can expect to see points from Amy Conroy, from Robin Love, and probably also from Helen Freeman. And of course, doing all of the dirty work, the hard work, will be Joy Hazelden, Laurie Williams, and the one-pointers. Yeah,
and as you mentioned, Hazelden and Williams both really good defensively in that press for Great Britain. They were the one coming up with the steals, with the long passes. They had 7 steals between them. GB had 10 in total, but it really slowed down in the second half. Most of those 10 steals came in the first 20 minutes, and it's difficult when you're going to play a full court press like that to sustain that for the course of a full 40 minutes.
Yeah, keeping that up for the entire time. I think sometimes that's why in the last quarter things sometimes tend to ebb off. But you know, there's a great bench to rotate through. So if the press does come off, there can always be other players to come in, give the quicker players time to have a little rest, and then get back on there to finish off the game.
Well, Great Britain have been in the semi-finals many a time. They just need to break through and get through to the final, having won the bronze medal 6 times in a row in the Europeans, desperate to get past this and give themselves a shot in the final.
Yeah, absolutely. It's become a bit of a bugbear for the team. You know, bronze medal that many times, so today is really a massive game for GB. Just getting through to tomorrow's final is going to just do great things for us.
Well, give us a little bit of insight. Obviously, you were the last one to leave this squad, unfortunately, player 13. But what will be going through their minds in this team talk just before going out in this semi-final?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's going to come down to confidence. Having a day of training yesterday with no games, hopefully they've gone through sort of the final things that they need to think about. But it's just going to be a case of believing themselves, believing in their teammates, and being confident enough to take that shot.
Well, here we go then. The talking has been done. It's time for the action, and it's Great Britain who break out of their huddle first. Their starting five will be Williams, Conroy, Moore, Freeman and Hazelden, and the Germans just finishing off their last little chat before their starting five of Brewer first, Miller, Lang and Patzvold will take to the court.
Yeah, very strong starting five from Germany there, obviously looking to come out and make an impact straight away.
Laurie Williams leading the starting five chat there, making sure that the team are ready and fired up to go. And the Germans rely very heavily on that starting five. We saw a little bit of Barbara Gross and a little bit of Weiss and Meyer off the bench, but this starting five will be very loud in all of their games through this competition, with the drums and the clappers. And we are ready to get things underway here in the first semi-final of the European Championships. And Lang wins that. Conroy's got to try and get back up, so she's slightly out of position to give the Germans a bit of space inside, and Lang is there off the glass, and it all came from Conroy losing her balance at the opening tip. Here's Conroy. Sides there, but it was a difficult finish in the end from Miller, and she's unable to convert. Freeman inside to Conroy, a little short on that one. That's usually an automatic shot for her.
Yeah, definitely where she likes to shoot from. Possibly just a little bit of nerves in the beginning of the game here. I'm sure things was like that.
Here's Lang looking for some options. Miller's path is blocked, so Lang takes the shot. Another two on the board, 4-0 to Germany. Good pressure down court from the Germans, so it's 2-on-3 for a moment. Freeman's going to wait for some options, in fact going to fire up the shot, and GB still looking for their first points of the game. Miller brings it forward, moves it on to Lang. Lang trying to find some space through the lane. Slightly off balance, but a great start from the German side. Germany dropping back this time. Williams around the screen from Freeman. Top of the key is Hazelden. Freeman under pressure. Takes the shot. Shot clock. It's Germany's ball from the side. Miller is going to have to throw it side on. Oh, it almost went in as well. Good defensive stand, that one by GB.
Yeah, absolutely. Just really utilising the dead time when the ball went off court, just making sure those players do push back as far as possible.
Freeman into the lane, off the mark. She's going to try and chase that one down, does so. Referee thumbs up, she keeps that alive. Freeman is able to scoop it up. Cross court to Conroy. And still the shots won't drop. Williams again trying to make a nuisance of herself on the glass.
Yeah, Laurie's shown some great tenacity at this tournament, really putting herself on the line to get the ball.
Foul there on Moore as Lang went flying. Sideline ball to the Germans, leading 6-0, 3 minutes into this game. Lang, who's got all 6 of those points, dumps it inside, unable to finish his Patsvold. Williams, space opens up in front of her, drives in, and that shot's off the mark as well. And a quick outlet. I was going to try and chase Miller, but no chance of catching her up. And it's 8-0 Germany here. And is a timeout coming? Yes, it is. Unsurprisingly, 3 minutes gone, no points on the board. And Great Britain have called a timeout here just to try and calm the nerves probably as much as anything. Obviously, the longer the game goes on and you can't get the points on the board, it starts to eat away at you.
Yeah, absolutely. You really want to just prevent Germany's momentum more than anything else at the moment. So I imagine Coach Miles Thompson will be just sort of telling people to settle down, to trust what they know, and just to get their heads in the game.
And you think he'll be drawing up something special for this offense to try and get an easy look, or is it more just sort of trying to build up the confidence here?
Yeah, it'll just be the confidence here.
Look at his board, it says relax. There you go, that's what he's drawn up.
Exactly, and I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing that 5-man press coming on fairly soon.
Well, the only concern on that is you've got to be able to get back as well, and we saw on the previous play, Miller leaking out early for a fast break points. That's the one gamble. But it's at the offensive end that Britain need to find their feet here in this first semi-final in Rotterdam. Freeman has a play down for Germany. And the referee's going to call a halt to the proceedings, as First needs a bit of support to get back up. And the first substitution of the game. You see Gross coming in. Lang seems to have a technical issue, which is why they've taken her, or is it a cut finger? I'm not quite sure. Something needs sorting out. That's the only reason she's out of the game right now. Freeman into the lane, lobs it cross court to Conroy. Looked like a bump foul there, and that is the call. And Patsvold called for it. Might just see it from this replay. It's just there. Well, whatever was wrong with Lang has been sorted out now. She's out of the game for 10-15 seconds and right back into it. Freeman thinks about the shot, moves a little closer. Will that bounce in? Finally, Great Britain have some points on the board.
Excellent, and hopefully this will just give them the start that they need, and I'll settle down into their normal offensive play from now on.
Well, if you're going to get 8 points down, you might as well do it in the first 4 minutes, because you've got the most time to come back. Here is this full court pressure that we've seen from Britain. It's very effective. Look, almost halfway through the shot clock, and they're only just a few feet over the halfway line. But now they've got to see it out to the end. It's down to 6, the shot clock. Miller is kind of trapped out on the three-point line, gets it to Lang from the top of the key. Ooh, it almost dropped in, but a good defensive stand there from GB. They deserved that stop. Freeman working with Williams. It's going to take the shot. That's a difficult one there from about 19 feet. Perhaps not enough ball movement on that play for GB, but again, pressing. And again, that's a good trap there from Conroy. Lang's in a terrible spot, but able to get it out to Miller. Miller spinning, again, late in the shot clock, trying to find some room.
Yeah, that was a very good shot there, moving backwards at an angle like that. Good defense from GB, but unfortunately just a better shot from Germany.
Oh, they've trapped Lang down court. Here's Williams into Conroy. Got a good position there, close to the basket, and she's going to make those shots all game.
Yeah, Great Britain will be looking to get just keep one of Germany's bigs out for most of their offenses if they can. It just really opens things up for the forwards, for GB's forwards, to get into the key.
And that is one of those things, if you're new to the game of wheelchair basketball, the defense can be played even when you're on offense, trying to keep the other players, big players, away from the basket. There's almost no time to switch off in the wheelchair basketball game. Miller, again, isolated. Late in the shot clock. Miller's going to have to fire one up. Off the mark, didn't hit the ring, so no reset. And there's a foul on the floor. It's going to be on Conroy as Gross got the rebound. But again, good work for Great Britain for 20 seconds, but Germany getting a pretty decent shot effort at the end of it. And really at this end of the floor, they've just got to see out those last few seconds to make that final shot a bit more difficult. Love into the game. So too Carrigal here playing the defense. Boa. Miller from the free throw line knocks down the shot. Germany's lead back out to 8. I still think it's at this end of the floor that Coach Thompson will be most concerned. 12 points in 7 minutes isn't the end of the world, but 4 in 7 is just not productive enough for Great Britain. It's knocked away from Carrigal, illegally so, and the foul is called. Is there anything obvious you can see that they can change up at this offensive end, or?
Just need to keep moving. They need to keep the ball moving. Nothing's going to happen if you stay stationary. At the same time, though, you've got to keep calm. You've got to be collected and try not to force things.
Love trying to scoop one in there to Williams, but just slightly awry, and a chance for the Germans on the break with first block from behind, super block as well. Robin Love chasing all the way back to deny first.
Yeah, that was a really sensible move there with Hazelden going over to stop the big, getting too close, and really just relying on Love to get the trail.
First must have thought that was 2 easy points, but didn't count on that as Bauer, long rebound, comes out to Patsvold. Inside to Miller, going backwards out of the lane. Carrigal, good rebound there, under all sorts of pressure, and the foul is called. GB fans haven't had too much to cheer about in the first 7.5 minutes. Can Hazelden do something here as she brings the ball forward? Love. Nice pass into Williams, who's blocked by Lang. Long arms to deny what looked like a certain 2. Katrina Lang again. Everything going through her. She's got the ball for most of this offense once more. Nice pass inside, good roll to the basket, and another 2 for Patsvold.
Yeah, like you said, there's 22 seconds of great defense there, just couldn't quite see it through to the end.
Carrigal is open and well found by Love, and Sophie Carrigal gets 2 much needed points on the scoreboard for Great Britain. And again, pressure up court, got to get it in. Let's get it in time. And again, they're trapped right by this halfway line. Bro moves it on, and there we go. Sorted that one out. Or have they? Might need a wheel change here. There you go, you do something with that. Nobody's come out with a replacement.
Yeah, she's only got a limited amount of time for an equipment change, otherwise they're going to have to sub her off, so new wheel's got to come in pretty quick.
Wow, I think that took a little too long, but maybe slight bias of seeing the player who's already got 6 points on the board, shooting 75%, dictating the play. Could do with her going off for a minute or two. First to inbound. Here is Adriana Lang. Back to first. Good ball movement inside. Lane violation in the key for too long. Ooh, that's a little far out in front. Conroy's got to push hard. Fortunately, the Germans weren't paying attention. She was able to chase that down. Well, if they can finish with a couple of scores here in this last minute, they'll be right back in touch, Great Britain. Love with the shot. Just off the front of the iron. Again, good pressure, trapping the ball. It's that long outlet pass that GB were very good at coming up with some steals there. There's an 8-second violation. I was about to say, I wasn't sure if it was a backcourt violation. It was very close to one. But they didn't get the ball over the halfway line.
And this is exactly what GB needs at the moment. A few 8-second calls, get the ball back and hopefully get some more points on the board.
Yeah, if they could get some steals in there as well, it might give them an opportunity for a few easy scores. And nice work. Hazelden and Love working the pick and roll, and it's down to 6. Stopping a score here, and GB will feel pretty good with themselves going into the second quarter. And again, it's late in the shot clock. It's going to be another violation, is it? No, it's going to be a steal instead. Williams comes up with it. Shot clock and game clock virtually identical. It goes down to Conroy. They've got time to play with. Oh, that's not a great pass. And a turnover. Again, the long outlet. Can that be stolen? It can be. Is there enough time? There's a foul. Well, that'll help, because actually that's not the smartest foul, because it stops the clock and gives Great Britain a chance to set up here with 5 seconds to go in the first quarter. Conroy throws it in to Love. Love going to work inside, moves the ball on. Hazelden on the buzzer, doesn't go. Well, it wasn't the best first quarter you've ever seen from Great Britain, but they're only down 6. I suppose that's the upside here. It could have got away from them. They've managed to hang on in there and cut this gap down to 6.
Yeah, a little bit of a rocky start there, but it seems that they're settling into their normal pattern of play now. With any luck, that's a deficit they can make up in the second quarter.
Well, we'll take a look back at some of the highlights of this first quarter, and for me, the real struggle for Great Britain has been at the offensive end. It took them 4 minutes to get going, but in the last couple of minutes, they do look a little bit more comfortable. They've found a few more shots that they would like the look of. and that's got to bode well going into the second period.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just finding the good looks to start with, and then just finishing them off.
And at the defensive end of the floor, we've seen the press in the last couple of minutes being much more effective. We've seen 8-second violations, we've seen steals, and that's really what got Great Britain a lead when these two teams met the other day early on, was forcing those turnovers. And the only thing they need to watch for is that long pass over the top. Every now and then might give up a fast break, but they probably net benefit. The way they play defense the last couple of minutes has really rattled the Germans.
Yeah, I mean, if they're looking to get a man-out play and keep one of the bigs out of their normal defensive strategy, then yeah, they've really got to be careful for that long pass to that player as soon as the ball is turned over.
Well, two teams making their way out onto court for the second quarter. Possession arrow favours Great Britain, so they will get it from the half. That's where you get that last score of the quarter and then start with the ball. You can get all sorts of momentum, but as it is, they're just trying to cut this gap down to 4 once again. Here's Conroy. Conroy finding some room along the baseline. They won't count that basket. That was a good foul in the end because it would have been an easy 2.
Yeah, fantastic work from Charlotte Moore there, just getting Amy Conroy into the position that she needed to be in. That sort of thing that you don't often see on the stats sheet, but it's the hard work by the low pointers that really contribute to the points.
Lobbed into Williams. Good pass, says Conroy underneath, and she does get her 2 points, and the gap is down to 4. Again, GB pressing well. Here's Miller thinking about the long pass, going for it. It's going to be stolen away once again by Williams to Love. Love off the back of the iron. Lang's got it. First is out in front. Eventually gets to her, but she's had to slow to come back to the ball. They recovered well there, Great Britain. It looked like a chance for Germany. Miller misses just through the hands of Williams, but Love is there to clean it up. Love with Conroy on one side, Hazelden on the other, and Hazelden in off the glass, and suddenly it's a 2-point game.
And this is definitely the momentum that we were talking about, just getting this going, and it looks like now Germany are going to have to talk about what they need to do. And
again, it's come from the defense, and that's helped the offense. We saw their good defensive rebound, speed down court, 3 on 2, and an easy lay-in. And, well, I'm sure the time out there in the GB huddle, they'll be feeling a lot better about themselves than they did at the equivalent time out at the start of the first quarter.
Oh, it's absolutely, and it's where games like these are really made. If you can motivate yourself when you're down by that many points at the beginning to then get back into this position, puts you in a great stead for the rest of the game.
Well, Germany led by as many as 10, but now the gap is down to only 2, and it's definitely been driven by the Great Britain full court press defense. But what we must say is, even when they were struggling offensively and they weren't pressing up court, they did a pretty decent job defensively, GB, in the half court for 20 seconds, and now we're seeing that for 24 seconds, and that's why the points have dried up here for the Germans.
Yeah, GB have always been a good defensive team, so when things aren't going well for them, you can always rely on their defense.
No, just keep yourself in the game. When the shots aren't dropping, you've got to find a way of making sure the other team can't get too far away, and that's what they did. Gross doesn't really want the ball out there, looking for some options. And again, 14 seconds off the clock before the first real pass, but Germany coming up with the bucket at the end, and it's another 2 for Miller. She's up to 8 and is the game's leading scorer. Hazelden to Williams. Williams, little space for the mid-range shot. Rims out, Bauer with the rebound. onto Gross. Oh, good tip away. Unfortunate bounce there for Great Britain. That's going to be a foul on Love, aggressively going after it. You don't mind those sorts of fouls when you've got a chance at the ball.
Yeah, and it definitely wasn't a bad foul. People weren't quite in the best defensive position, so possibly stopping the play and resetting was a sensible thing to do.
Here's Gross, guarded by Love. Back out to Miller, bit of a space there for Bauer. Well recovered by Hazelden with the block. Well, Joy Hazelden doesn't block too many shots, but got a big chunk of that ball. Speed of recovery as well. Great defensive effort. Gross penetrates into the lane. Really built up a head of steam. And if she gets that deep in, tough to stop with her size. Freeman over to Conroy. Conroy, triple team, gets the shot away. There's an 8-second violation. Referee a little slow to blow there. Clock gets down to 10 seconds before the whistle goes, but it's about getting the right call, and that they did.
Yeah, it can be a pretty long 8 seconds when you're trying to do the 5-man press there, so you really need the refs to be switched on.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that the table could blow it, save the referee having to look at the clock and the ball. Here's Conroy. Space for Hazelden. In and out and back in again. And the gap's down to 4 once more. The other thing with Britain managing to get the scoreboard ticking is it gives them a little bit more time to set up this press. Lobbed in to Gross. Williams preventing it from going forward, but passes on to Miller. 3-on-3 for a moment. As Miller trying to go to work. Good work as well. Almost got the and one there. The foul came in from Hazelden, but a nice little pick and roll right here.
Yeah, Hazelden just a little bit late getting off contact with on the switch there. I don't think it was a deliberate foul, and I think Miller was possibly looking for that, trying to get the and one.
First free throws of the game for either side, I think. And no good on that one for Miller, who's been shooting 58% from the free throw line in this tournament, and that's going down now after going 0 for 2 there. Conroy bringing it forward for GB. Here's Hazelden. Freeman back to Hazelden. Williams is open. Off the iron, will that one bounce in? No, it won't. Rebound grabbed by Gross. Long outlet pass to Meyer. Did well there to stay in bounds, Bauer. Miller. Hooks it cross court to Gross. Fires up the shot, knocks it down. Good shot. Germany, after a slow start to the second quarter, back in their rhythm now offensively. Freeman. Well, that one had the line, but not the distance from Moore. So tough shot that from the top of the key for a 1-point player.
Yeah, she had the space. I think she maybe had a little bit more time than she thought she did. Definitely the right shot to take, just unfortunate on that occasion.
So for Carrigal, just making sure the referee knows the rules there. Here's Miller. Screen from Bauer to try and shake loose the defender. Still she goes all the way round. Good work. Found the space, and there's a foul in there as well on Evans. So once again, Germany going to the free throw line.
Yeah, a little dig in there by number 13 just to stop Evans getting off contact quick enough.
Trainer Mayer it was. And Miller at the free throw line. Goes 0 for 4 so far. Here's Evans. Cross court it goes to Love. Love thinks about the shot. Comes down to the baseline. Late in the shot clock. Goes up from Robin Love, all string. And once again the gap is down to 4. We're midway through the second period here in this first of 2 semi-finals at the European Championships here in Rotterdam. Germany have been leading all the way through, but their advantage is a slender one, and it's a turnover there. Hazelden first to it. Hazelden weaving her way through the lane, unfortunate with the bounce, and a quick outlet, but it's stolen away by Love. Love with space, and they've had a few of those bobble around today, Great Britain, but a second chance opportunity. Freeman's going to let it fly. That's way off the mark. Germans have numbers here. Freeman chasing back, trying to get a foul. Oh, and in the end it comes on the shot. Well, that's a bit unfortunate there for Freeman. She was trying to stop the break with a foul. Hit her like about 3 times, and the referee didn't blow the whistle.
A bit of a late call there. You can see she goes for it very early. It's just, yeah, unfortunate that it didn't get called until right on the shot.
Well, Miller once again at the free throw line. This time just shooting 1. As the basket was good. And finally gets one to go from 15 feet. 1 of 5 from the free throw line. And it's funny how those 3-point plays, suddenly you look up and it's 7 points now.
Yeah, absolutely. We need that momentum back that we started to get just a little while ago.
Good hands there to knock that one loose by Brewer. And again, the Germans in transition. Missed shot. Good rebound, though. And the foul is called. And it'll be Katriana Lang, who really started the game on fire, who will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, I think that could have gone either way, to be honest. To me, it looked like Lang didn't have proper control of her chair when she tried to shoot, but obviously we've had a shooting foul call.
Well, the German woes from the free throw line continue. They had been shooting over 50% from the foul line coming into this game, but just 2 makes in 8 attempts so far. Carrigal needs some help to get back on to her wheels. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Great Britain trailing here by 8. Important last 3.5 minutes of the first half. If either side can gain a little bit of momentum to go in a halfway, well, the scoreboard could look very different. Great work, Hazelden underneath, but defense forces her back out again. Here's Love. Under pressure, great pass to Carrigal, slicing through the lane. Williams with the rebound. Back out to Love, and that's good for 2. Again, Great Britain straight into pressure mode. This time the Germans get it over the halfway line with a couple of seconds to spare. Lang. Conroy comes to defend. That's a great pass. And there's Gross for an easy 2. Williams gets some space thanks to Carrigal, and Williams gets a friendly bounce as well. Score for score here in the last minute or 2. Gross throws it. Oh, Hazelden gambled on the steal, couldn't quite get there. Recovered well though. Lang with the shot clock being counted down. It's going to heave one from 3-point range. Wasn't too far away.
No, but great defense by GB there, just allowing them nothing.
Here's Conroy. Looked like she got an arm caught there twice. Referee went to blow the whistle and then didn't. Hand went up like a foul was coming, and then he said play on. Oh, Conroy looked a little unfortunate there on a couple of occasions, and it's resulted in 2 points at the other end. Cargill on to Hazelden. Last 80 seconds here of this first half. Foul called off the ball on Gross. Wow, 80 seconds to go. You feel if either team wins this last 80 seconds 4-0, it's going to really change the halftime team talk. Carrigal trying to get it to Conroy. Did well to catch that. Back to Williams, on to Carrigal. Good ball movement, finds Freeman. Hazelden has snuck away. You're going to have to try and spin one backwards. Great 2.
Fantastic ball movement there, just keeping it going all the way through. Germans didn't know what to do with it.
Here's Miller. And they've played a lot of the game 3-3, 4-on-4, the Germans. Late in the shot clock, offensive foul called off the ball. It was Meyer with the illegal play, and Great Britain get it back. 47 seconds to go, a chance to make it 4 once more. Freeman lining up the shot off the back of the iron. Ball bounces, good work from Freeman. It bounces to Williams. Conroy off the mark. That came off Meyer last. No, it didn't, said the referee. It looked from our angle like it did, but maybe it bounced off Williams as well. There's a very slight difference between the shot and game clock, so the Germans can basically tick this one down. Great Britain could really do with a stop here. Here's Miller. It's essentially 2-on-2 right now. GB doing a great job of keeping the Germans away. Ooh. Inside to Gross, who's got good position, can't convert. Offensive rebound, no good, and a second attempt. That's too late. Referee says no, or does he? He had his arms ready to say no, and then he wanted to check with his colleague, and they both say no. So that basket won't count. We're at the half here in Rotterdam. Germany 28, Great Britain 22. What are you making of this, Sarah?
Yeah, just picking up that momentum into the second quarter is exactly what they needed earlier in the first, but GB are holding their own, and I would not be surprised if they came away with the win.
Well, Germany jumped out to a great start. Great Britain responded, but it's still the Germans who lead. We're at the half. It's Germany 28, Great Britain 22. And we will be back with more action in about 14 minutes' time. Welcome back to Rotterdam. We're about a minute away from the start of the second half here, and Great Britain trailing Germany by 6. A place in the final tomorrow up for grabs. The other semi-final takes place later today, and it's the host Netherlands against Spain, and the Dutch will be heavy favourites to make it through to the final. But will it be GB or Germany who they will face? Well, the first half, certainly the beginning of the first half, the Germans got on top, and Great Britain have had a few little runs, but not quite managed to get themselves back in front. Sarah Hope, GB player, you'll be hoping your teammates out there can get a good start to this second half the way they did at the start of the second quarter.
Absolutely, and it looks like the coaches have put another fast lineup on again, looking to just keep Germany's big players away from the key as opposed to going for size to try and defend them. It's what worked for them at the end of that first half.
Well, possession arrow favouring the Germans, so they get us underway in a quick three-point shot there from Katrina Lang. Probably not the greatest option inside 5 seconds of the third quarter, but GB won't care, they get the ball back. Here's Hazelden. Freeman drawing the defenders, gives Hazelden some room, takes it off the glass. Good work.
Yeah, very confident shot there from Hazelden. Even with the big players coming towards her, she still gets the shot away.
GB doing a great job there defensively. So good that it took them about 10 seconds just to get to the ball to inbound. That's going to be another turnover. Once again, this press causing the Germans some problems. Williams to Conroy. Defense collapses on her. And it's tipped away. Long arms once again of Miller. No way through at the halfway line. Just got it over with a second to spare there. But a bit of a logjam at the halfway. It's GB trying to deny the Germans any space. All the way down to 7 seconds in the shot clock. They've only just got to the 3-point line. It's going to have to go up here. Just off in time. Great work again defensively from Great Britain.
Yeah, it's going to be the defense that win Great Britain this game. So if they can just keep that up for the second half.
Oh, not a great pass there. Stolen away by Lang. And a couple of free points there for the Germans. Freeman gets it to Williams. Just a little behind Hazelden. Moves it on to Moore. Moore with the shot. Overcooked that one. Quick outlet pass. Good one as well. First takes too long. Williams comes from behind. Punches the air. Another great block.
Yeah, that's playing all the way through to the whistle, as we say. She didn't give up. She kept going, and it paid off for her.
Well, first had a look at the referee wanting a foul, but you can see perfect angle on the replay there. They've got to be quick here. That was a great block. And as you say, the effort from Williams to chase it down. Miller through the hands of Brown. Hazelden comes up with it. Inside to Freeman. It's one of them where Great Britain might have just preferred the whistle not to go there and take the 2 points.
Yeah, continuation was definitely preferable there.
When you think back to the one where Freeman got called for the and one, where the referee let 2 fouls go. Anyway, underway. Here's Freeman. Over to Hazelden. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Good pass, finds Freeman. Foul from behind, but unable to convert. And Helen Freeman will go to the free throw line. And it's the first time today that GB have been at the free throw line. First one is good from the GB captain. Emphatic high fives on both sides. She's been 2 of 4 coming into this game, make that 3 of 6 now from the free throw line in this tournament. Again, GB trying to force the Germans into an awkward spot. Conroy applying the pressure. Brewer gets it back as Miller at the top of the key. Again, late in the shot clock. Lang has to fire it up, gets it off just in time, unable to convert. Here's Hazelden looking down court, looking for options. Still going, Joy Hazelden. Lobbed into Conroy, sets herself, takes a shot, and she's fouled. And having not been to the line in the entire first half, Great Britain were back-to-back trips here. Gross checking back into the game as Amy Conroy goes to the free throw line, looking to try and cut this down to 3. And doing exactly that. I always think in games like this, the psychology of if the team who's been behind all the way through gets in front, how that changes the dynamic of the game. But can GB get in front is the question. Again, this pressure up court. And it's forced another turnover. Coach Otto screaming for a foul. And he's going to get a warning for his protestations.
Yeah, that looked like it could have been. Yeah, that was a hold there by Joy Hazelden, but looks like GBR getting the ball back.
Well, it's been a long time since they've been closer than this, Great Britain, but a chance to cut it to 1 here. Hazelden, nice work. What a move driving through the lane, and she's fouled. It's on the floor, says the referee. But again, great little drive to the basket from Joy Hazelden. Super acceleration and good chair control.
Yeah, it's the shot fake and then the hand to wheel. And it's, you know, fouls like this, even if don't get the points, just gets the momentum of the team going.
Freeman at the elbow, drops it into Hazelden, out to Conroy. And there's a German player down in the lane. It's Laura First, who's going to need some support to get back up. They don't seem in any rush to help her, do they? There we go. Not in any rush to get off the court either, is he?
It's fine, it's just giving us more time to set up our offense.
And a new 14, the Great Britain fans making themselves heard. They feel their team has a little bit of momentum here. Nice pass into Hazelden. Oh, rims out, but there's Williams again on the offensive glass. That's her 5th offensive rebound of the game. Conroy off the glass. There was a whistle blown there, and it's going to cost GB 2 points there. The referee's going to wave that score off. Well, this is a little bit unfortunate. She obviously does go down right on the edge of the lane. It didn't really impact the shot. Whistle perhaps a little early on that one. I think Alan Freeman's saying, shouldn't we get back to 14 seconds if you're going to do that? Shot clock's at 6 at the moment. The referee's just going to talk it over. And they agree with the Great Britain captain, and 14 are back on the shot clock. Freeman fighting her way through, gets it to Conroy under all sorts of pressure. It's going to be a 3-second violation. Well, that's a bit frustrating for Great Britain because they had a couple of chances, including 2 that went in, but they end up with nothing from that possession.
Yeah, it's always a bit risky getting in the key when you've got tall forwards like Germany have, just trying to get that shot off. Unfortunately, just not having the space to do it.
Robin Love back into the game. Miller's broken away, tosses one up, and is fouled on the shot by Laurie Williams. So for the 4th time today, Miller will go to the free throw line.
And GB just using the stop and play there to have a chat about what they're going to do next. There's not much anyone can do when they're in the middle of the key, having a talk about it, so it's effective use of time.
Well, Miller, who struggled from the free throw line in the first half, makes her first attempt here in the second. Gap is back to 5. Hazelden down to Conroy. Conroy quickly gets 2 on the board.
Yeah, just too easy for her there. The lane was there and she went straight through it and no one thought to stop her.
She hasn't had too many looks like that. It's been hard work out there. Here's Love applying the pressure. It's forward but not cross the line. There's another 8-second violation, is it? No, just half a second, but it is a turnover. It has caused the Germans some problems, but can they get enough consistent offense to go with this defense and gain the lead? Great Britain, they've been behind from the ball being thrown up to now. Here's Love. Back out to Hazelden. Cross court to Conroy. Nice pass inside to Moore. Moore has it knocked loose. Ball is on the floor. And it's going to be a foul against Great Britain. I think Hazelden, the offender. It is the 14 that the referee shows to the table. They just can't seem to get inside this. There's a few times in this game they've got it down to 2, 3, 4 points. Yet to go in front.
Yeah, with all the hard work that they're doing in defence, it's a shame that it's just not paying off with points on the board.
Well, that's an ambitious pass which Miller is able to pull in. Miller gets a tiny bit of room, misses everything. Conroy with the rebound. Here comes Williams. 4 on 3 here for Great Britain. Williams to Hazelden. Off the mark. Gross with the rebound. Germany should have numbers the other way. And that's a unsportsmanlike foul, is it? So is a risk on the fast break. Yes, it is. That you're trying to stop the break, but under the rules as they are these days, you just can't do that anymore. So it'll be 2 shots and possession of the ball for the Germans. Essentially, it's got to be a legitimate play for the ball. You're not allowed just foul to stop the other team with a numerical advantage anymore. In the good old days, you could smash people, but not anymore.
And the refs are aware exactly what people are trying to do, so you really have to make it obvious that you're not looking to foul just to stop the play.
Well, just the 1 free throw from that. Germans back up by 4. Carrigill re-enters the fray. Over to Lang. Back out to First at the free throw line and knocks it down, so they get 3 points from that fast break opportunity.
Still good defense there. It wasn't one of their main scorers that took the shot. Just unfortunate that it went in.
Carragill's pass just finds its way to Love. Williams is trapped there, is able to spin away. Freeman. Good shot from Helen Freeman. Once again, the gap is 4. Once again, GB making it difficult for the Germans to get down court. Miller. Forward it goes to Lang. First, Miller cutting towards the basket. Love has her covered. Ball's a little low there. Brower is able to come up with it. Here is Miller. Gets in well and off the glass for 2. Carrigill. Around to Love and Freeman. Late in the shot clock now for Britain. Does Freeman see it? Yes, she does, but hits the side of the board and the Germans come away with it. And a chance to stretch their advantage once more. Nice pass off. And First is able to lay it in. And 2:35 to go here. And the Germans' lead is back out to 8. It's been the story of the game. The Germans get in front, GB cut it back, and then the Germans reply. Have they got one more big run in them, Great Britain? Can Can they get themselves in front? Love trying to get it to Williams. It might have been impeded, but...
Yeah, it looks like she got stuck on a wheel there. Whether it was a foul or not, not sure.
Miller sizing one up off the back of the iron. Rebound Love. Williams back to Love. Love. Williams. Nice ball movement again from Great Britain, and 2 more for Helen Freeman. She's up to 7. Looking for options, dumps it back to Miller, halfway through the shot clock. First, back to Miller. Good hands to knock it loose. Cross court, the pass comes to shot clock almost expiring there, but GB get the stop. Love, nice bounce pass to Hazelden. Just a little high for Williams, who's able to pull that one in. Cross to Love, space for the shot. Just has enough to get that over the iron, and once again it's down to 4.
Yeah, Joy staying in space on the baseline there. Perhaps could have got a shot off, but ball movement just kept things going. An easy 2 points.
Now Germany can pretty much tick this one down. There is about a 1.5 second differential between shot and game clock. Oh, but they've got a chance here. Instead, missed. Freeman with the rebound. 10 seconds for Britain to try and get down court and one last score. Here comes Love. Love back to Hazelden. Hazelden is blocked on the buzzer. Just took it a little too deep. But once again, we've seen the story of the game. Great Britain closed the gap down to 3. Germany pulled away back out to 8 or 9, and GB again closing the gap down to 4 here at the end of the 3rd quarter, and they've just got to somehow turn one of these runs. Instead of being a 4 or a 6 point run, they need a 10-point run to get themselves in front.
Exactly, it seems to be a game of runs from both sides at the moment, just 4 and 6 points here and there. I'd be interested to know whether they're going to carry on with the same thing, or whether there might be a bit of a tweak coming into this last quarter.
Well, the beauty of this game is you only need to lead once when the buzzer sounds. Great Britain have yet to have a lead. Germany have been ahead by as many as 10 in the early stages, but it's never been out of reach for Britain. And every time they've got back to a basket or 2 baskets behind, they've had some opportunities. I think back to that last quarter where Conroy scored after the referee had stopped the game. That would have made it a 1-point game. They've just got to take one of those opportunities here. GB 6 times bronze medalists in this competition. Desperate not to be fighting for that medal tomorrow. They want to get themselves to the final and give themselves a shot at gold. But in a game that's been dominated by the defenses, they've got to find some points here in the 4th quarter.
Oh yeah, this game is within their grasp. It's just a case of reaching out and grabbing it.
Well, Britain will start the 4th quarter with possession of the ball. Freeman needs to be straddling the halfway line, and is doing so now, so we can get things underway. 4 points between them. Britain with a chance to cut it to 1 shot here. Freeman fakes the 3, drives a little closer, working with Williams. Now Freeman takes the shot off the back of the iron. Another offensive rebound. That's 6 for Laurie Williams. Done a great job on the offensive glass. Here's Conroy under pressure, trying to find some room. Back to Freeman. Freeman at the free throw line. He's good, and it's a 2-point game. That pass a little far out in front. It's stolen away by Freeman. Britain with a chance to level the game here. Conroy. Back to Hazelden. Here's Helen Freeman. Trying to reset herself. Takes the shot. Overcooks it. Miller in transition. Hazelden cuts off the path. Brewer. Back to Miller. Her shot misses. Helen Freeman is first to it. Britain in transition with Williams. Has Conroy alongside her. Unsportsmanlike foul is the call.
They didn't have much of a choice there. You had Sophie Carrigill doing the work out of the shot, keeping one player back. They were on a roll. I mean, you can just tell the atmosphere here. You can hear the bench. You can hear the crowd. GBR are definitely on a roll.
Freeman now with the chance to tie the game, and then Britain will get the ball from the side. We haven't been level since 0-0. We're level now at 39 all, and the GB fans are on their feet because their team has a chance to take the first lead of the game with 8.5 minutes to go. Carrigill, cross court to Freeman, who's been in the heart of everything here in the fourth quarter. Williams to Conroy, falling over, throws it backwards. Can Carrigill get here? But time's going to run out. Tossed up by Freeman. Ball hit the ring. No, it didn't. I thought for a second there the referee was going to let that go. Well, good defensive stand from the Germans there under pressure. It's just Conroy lost the balance just as she had an opportunity.
Yeah, there were a few good looks there, a few opportunities to take the shot, but the defense just closed it down a little bit too quickly.
Again, Great Britain doing a great job of pushing Germany late into the shot clock before they can even get a pass going. Needs to go up now. Lang heaves it from long range, misses everything. And, well, they've been doing it all game, Great Britain, but another great defensive stop. Can they get their noses in front here with 8 minutes to play? Freeman with the shot. Oh, in and out. Quick outlet pass, Freeman, that's knocked backwards, and Carrigill will pick it up. Carrigill over to Conroy, and it's in, and Great Britain for the first time in the game are ahead.
Fantastic pass from Sophie there, great vision, great pass, 2 easy points.
Long outlet pass, it's Lang and Conroy going one-on-one. Conroy holding her own. Lang nowhere to go. Back out to first. Again, it's late in the shot clock. Miller's going to have to fire it up. Gets it off in time. It doesn't drop. And it's out of bounds. And Great Britain get the ball back. What a tremendous start to the fourth quarter for Great Britain. They've scored all 6 points here in these first 3 minutes. Conroy bringing it forward. Here's Freeman. Freeman to Conroy with the shot. Is good again, and Great Britain lead by 4. And the Germans forced into a timeout here. Coach Martin Otto has seen enough for this fourth quarter. Great Britain with 8 points without reply to take the lead. A fantastic start to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, just I knew that Great Britain had it in them, but wait until the fourth quarter just to keep us on the edge of our seats here.
Freeman's been at the heart of everything good for Great Britain, but Conroy now starting to find some spaces and really filling up the scoreboard. She's made the last couple of shots as Great Britain have taken this lead, and they've just got to keep it going. I think really the defense is going to win them the game here because they're starting to find some gaps at the other end of the floor. They've just got to keep the Germans out.
Exactly. That last play, we had Joy Hazelden keeping one of their players out of the way, making it a 4-on-4 look. There's just more space to be able to operate. You know, Amy saw who she wanted to shoot over, got into position, and that little no-look pass from Helen Freeman is just exactly what they've been training for.
6 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the first semi-final at the Top Sports Centrum in Rotterdam. Great Britain looking to finally get through to the European Championship finals. They lead by 4. Here's Gross. Oh, and some space here. Good recovery from Williams. It's out to Lang. Frust. Shot clock again getting very low. Lang's going to have to fire it up. Good defense from Carrigill. It's a tough shot. Oh, in off the glass.
Yeah, great defense, but even better shot there.
Yeah, sometimes you can't do anything about those. Britain still leading though. Williams has it. Conroy looking to cut through the lane. Creates some space. Back to Carrigill. Did well to catch that. Freeman, can she get there? No, she can't.
It's easy to get carried away in situations like this. Yeah, adrenaline's going, the crowd's going.
That's just me and you.
Yeah, exactly. They just need to hold their nerve, keep it calm, do what they've been training to do.
Here's Lang. Looked at Gross, but Conroy's defense put her off making that pass. Here is Gross. Cross court to Lang. It's through her hands and out of bounds. I thought for a second the ref was going to deflect it back into court, but it is a Great Britain ball. Well, how are your nerves at home watching this? 5.5 minutes to go. Semi-final action here. Great Britain leading by 2. Here's Freeman. Nice pass. Hazelden inside. Oh, a bit too much. Oh, nearly an offensive rebound there from Moore. Oh, Hazelden. You just expect those ones to go in. She's so effective, but not that time.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit close to the basket there. Just a little bit overzealous with the spin.
Lang fires up for 3 off the mark. Freeman chasing it down. Conroy is out in front, lobs it forward to Amy Conroy, off the glass for 2 and doubles Great Britain's lead.
Fantastic play, fantastic vision from Helen Freeman there.
It had to be right on the money, that pass. Enough to get it over the defender, but not too much to put it too far in front of Conroy. Freeman really has stepped up her play here in the fourth quarter. Her and Conroy, the two dominant figures in this last 5 minutes here. Here's Miller. A good cut through the lane and an important 2 points there for the Germans as Lang found the space, and it's down to 2.
Yeah, it's Helen Freeman defending 2 players there, the very difficult thing to do. Even if you're still in front of the big player, you know, someone that size can still shoot over the top of you. Nice
pass from Freeman to Conroy. Again, another 2. Amy Conroy's up to 16. Substitution for Great Britain sees Carrigill back into the game. Charlotte Moore getting a break. 4 minutes still to play in this game. Miller. Conroy trying to knock the ball loose. It's away to Lang. Lang spinning, good pass. Conroy trying to get the block. The foul is called. Didn't drop in there for Annabelle Brewer, and she will go to the free throw line with her team trailing by 4. Timeout call first of all by Great Britain with 3:51 to go, leading by 4. Well, you've been in these situations late in a game, close game. What do you think Coach Thompson will be saying to the team right now?
It looks like it's just sticking with the same tactics that got us the lead earlier in the game. So it would be a case of how to maintain that press, recovering underneath instead of over the top, so we don't end up in a situation like we just did with that foul. It's like you said, just trying to keep that 5-man press on. A press will always break down. The question is, will it happen before or after the 24 seconds?
Well, those Great Britain fans, very loud, trying to cheer their team over the line.
And Eamon's been playing that drum, I think, for the last 3 days solid.
And the Germans have their own drummer as well, and he's not stopped through this tournament either. 2 free throws now for Brewer. She's only attempted 4 in this tournament, made 1 of them. She could do with at least 1 here, and she gets the first. Germans not sending anybody into rebound, preparing to prepare their defense in first. Oh, that might come all the way back to the shooter. It's a held ball, great effort, and the Germans get it back on the possession arrow. Well, that was a fortunate bounce, if you like, from the Germans, but some great work from Brewer to wrap that one up. Lang inside, good hands, knocked loose by Williams. Freeman has it. Here's Laurie Williams. Cross court to Hazelden. Has Conroy with her, might not need her. Hazelden on her own off the glass. Joy Hazelden for 2. GB have their biggest lead of the game. Cargill pressuring the inbounder. Freeman trying to trap Lang down court. Here's Miller. Miller dumps it inside. Foul is on the floor. It's either Cargill or Conroy. It's number 5 the referee shows to the table. First foul of the game on Sophie Cargill, just coming in a little late from the side. Although I already know she knows all the rules, so she was quick to turn to the referee to query that one. Here's Lang. Miller off the iron, ball is loose. It's still bobbling about, and Conroy has it. Britain trying to get out in the break. Here's Hazelden. Hazelden all the way, not quite. Batted down to Conroy by Freeman. Conroy can't convert. Freeman again trying to pull it out. And the foul is going to be called against Great Britain. There was a chance to open up a 7-point lead.
Yeah, great fight. Great fight from the defensive end all the way up to the offensive end. Just couldn't quite see it through.
Well, you wonder, it's points like that you remember with 2.5 minutes to go. But their defense has been fabulous here all the way through, but particularly in this 4th quarter, the Germans have only scored 5. Oh, here's the chance for Miller to add to that all the way to the basket. And the lead is back down to 3 with just over 2 minutes to play. Hazelden drives in, still going Hazelden. And the foul is called. It'll be 2 shots. 2 minutes to go. Joy Hazelden will go to the line, shooting 2.
Yeah, some great drives from Joy there. She always manages to get the ball up even when she's swamped in the key. Just need to drop.
Ooh, off the back of the iron. This to make it a 2-shot game with 2 minutes to play. Oh, missed them both. Can Freeman get there? I don't think she will. It's out of bounds and Germany get the ball back. Still trailing by 3. Germany dealing well this time with the press. Miller going at Conroy. Conroy forcing her back out to the 3-point line. Good defense from Conroy. Inside to Brewer. Shot clock late as Lang gets the ball. Lang misses. Carrigal with the rebound. Throws it out in front of Hazelden, who has to push hard to get there. Knocked away by Miller, who's not convinced by that. And the referees are just going to have a chat. And they say, yeah, you were right first time. Big play this for GB with 92 seconds to go, trying to make it a 2-shot difference. It's into Freeman, who's trapped here, needs some help. Gets it out to, well, did get it to Hazelden, but I was so concentrating on the ball I didn't notice Lang down in the key. That probably helped Great Britain there. Here's Freeman, reaching foul there from Miller.
Yeah, sensible move there from the Germans. They're looking to get their team fouls on the board for an endgame scenario.
That's the 3rd. Williams to inbound. Gets it to Freeman. Score here would be massive for Great Britain. Freeman's in trouble, and there's a reaching foul, a little nod from Miller, and a hand up in the air from Lang. Either of them, either of them were happy to take that foul.
Yeah, Helen did a good job there of staying in space, try and prevent any of the Germans being able to foul her.
Carrigal. Oh, betwixt and between and out of bounds. 1:10 to go, still Great Britain lead by 3. Miller. Foul is called, and it's Hazelden who's on the floor, who's called for it. How are your nerves now with a minute to go?
On the edge of my seat, Dan.
Well, overtime's still a possibility here. We could have an extra 5 minutes yet. Let's hope not. Let's hope it stays as it is. Miller, under all sorts of pressure, gets the shot away, and the gap is 1. Timeout called with 50 seconds to go, and Great Britain leading by a point. And of course they do have the opportunity to advance the ball should they want to, Coach Thompson, but I suppose with the lead you want to take some time out of the clock here, and he'll probably keep it in the backcourt, do you think?
Yeah, it depends whether he's going to try and get 2 offensive plays in. It might be that wants to keep the long shot clock, look to get a turnover or an 8-second call and get the second offense in that way.
Well, yeah, that is the other option. If you advance the ball, then you're guaranteed to give yourself, well, assuming all things equal, another go at it, whatever happens, whether you score, whether they score. Well, let's see what he does coming out of this timeout. 50 seconds to go. Dramatic game here in Rotterdam. Great Britain, who were behind for 3 quarters, took the lead early in this 4th, and they haven't relinquished it yet, and it is going to be the full 24. So they're going to try and take some time out of the clock here, Great Britain, and get a score at the end of it. The captain, Freeman, crosses halfway. Still going, Helen Freeman. Carrigal setting the screen. It's out to Williams. Hazelden now with 10 on the shot clock. Back to Freeman. Freeman, oh, great pass inside. Conroy's got some space, unable to score. And there was a real opportunity there, but Great Britain couldn't take it, and Germany get the ball back, and there are 5 seconds between the shot and the game clock. She had the space, but they closed on her quickly. Well, whatever happens, Great Britain, barring an offensive rebound, should get the ball back. They've played great defense all game. They need one more stop here. One more turnover if they can force it. Germany get it cross half court. Lang has it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Lang. Round to Freeman. Here's space for first. Driving through. Tosses it up. Misses it. Great Britain have the rebound. They just need to keep away. Hazelden trying to run the clock down. And in all the noise, there was a whistle there. And the referee has called a foul, I think.
Yeah, Germany fouled there just to send Joy to the line. Got called a little bit late. I think they were trying to foul earlier. The idea being that the shots could be missed and they would get the ball back. But with only 1 second, it looks like, on the clock.
Well, I thought the referee was looking at the clock as if he was going to change it. But Joy Hazelden can ice this victory here for Great Britain. Make the first. In some ways, missing the second would be even better. She misses the first, though. It might not matter. Great Britain on the brink of the European final right now with 1 second to go. Hazelden misses. The ball is loose. She gets her own rebound. And that will do it. Great Britain are into the final. What an unbelievable game of basketball. These ladies fought hard all the way through. They were behind for most of the game, but what a fourth quarter. They pulled it out of the bag when they had to do it. A tremendous victory for Great Britain.
I'm absolutely buzzing for them right now. This is history being made to get through to a European finals and have a chance to take on the Netherlands again. It's just absolutely overwhelming. I'm just so happy for them.
Well, they've been bronze medalists for 6 years in a row. They won't be bronze medalists this time. They're going for the big one. They're into the final and a chance of gold in a European Championship. A tremendous performance from Great Britain. What a fourth quarter that was, particularly at the defensive end. They kept the Germans to just 9 points in the end, and they held their nerve down the stretch.
Just absolute tenacity all the way through the game. They were down and they kept it going and they kept it going, and just goes to show that perseverance just paid off in the end.
Well, it's all about the defense for Great Britain all the way through the game. They kept pressing, they kept forcing turnovers, and they knew at some point the shots would drop. They hadn't really dropped for them through the first 3 quarters of the game, but when they needed them, Amy Conroy, Helen Freeman, Joy Hazelden, they all found key buckets, and in the final few seconds they came up with the biggest of defensive stops to win this ball game, and they are the first team through to the final. In all likelihood, they will play the host Netherlands tomorrow, although Netherlands still have to play Spain. It would be a huge upset if the Spanish were to win that one. But Great Britain are through to the final of the European Championships. An amazing achievement for them. Remember, they lost just a couple of days ago to the Germans by double figures. They were behind. The character they showed to chase the game all the way through.
Oh, exactly. It's absolutely amazing. And this is what it all comes down to. It's not the flashy moves. It's not the really far away shots. It's having that determination. It's working together as a team, and it's persevering all the way through.
Well, you could see how much it meant to them there. Great Britain through to the final of this European Championship. It's tomorrow at at 2 p.m. We will be back for that one, no doubt about it, and a chance to go for gold. A tremendous achievement by this British team, and they really did an unbelievable job defensively to keep the Germans down, and they held their nerve in the final few moments.
This is an exciting time for wheelchair basketball. This is an exciting time for women's sport in general. And for this team, the sky's the limit. After the silver medal at World Champs last year, and to go ahead to get into this final, you know, who knows what could happen next year in Tokyo. Gold?
Well, they'll be thinking about European gold before they think about Olympic gold. Can they get that done tomorrow? We will bring you that action. But what a tremendous result here in Rotterdam. It's finished Germany 48, Great Britain 49. For Sarah Hope, I'm Daniel Routledge. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.